I was just sitting here playing through a tune and kind of reminded myself of how much I liked this style of playing. Through the 70s, some of the great melodic players, Bill Keith, of course, people like that, Vic Jordan, were playing fiddle tunes in a melodic banjo style, and that's for another discussion, but basically it's tied into this tune that I want to show you called CJs Breakdown, and it's a tune that comes off of the Carl Jackson Banjo Player record, which I think was released 72-ish, 71, 72, 73, somewhere right in there. I was in high school and had been playing Scruggs and had been influenced by banjo players like John McEwen that did non-Scruggsy type stuff, and all of a sudden I came across this record, and it was this, unbelievable meshing of bluesy melodic lines and Scruggs style that just intrigued me. Bobby Thompson, of course, was the king of that type of stuff too, and I've always kind of paired Carl Jackson and Bobby Thompson together in a lot of ways because they played a melodic, Scruggsy and melodic style banjo that was bluesy, not fiddle. That's a very majory type thing. They played that kind of a sound. Well, this tune, CJ's Breakdown, has a blending of those things, some chromatic type sounds that are bluesy and some melodic sounds. I'll attempt to play through it. It's really a technically challenging song for me. Maybe some other people could pick it up easily. But Carl plays it differently than I do, of course. I've kind of adapted it to the way that it works for me. I'll put a tab up with it too. The tab has some differences from the way I'm going to play it, but it's just a really fun tune. And I'll play through it in sections probably. I don't think I'll make it through the whole thing, but anyway, here it is, CJ's Breakdown. My mind starts thinking about something else, and there I go. I forget where I am in the tune. Anyway, that's kind of a poor representation of it, and it's quicker than that. But I think it's the first cut on the second side of the Carl Jackson Banjo Player record, and he plays it really quick and super clean and just really cool sounding. I'll attempt to go through just some of the techniques that are used here. You'll probably apply most of your Scruggs style playing to the Scruggsy sections, and a lot of your melodic style playing that you do to the melodic style sections. But there's some interesting things that come out of this. Actually, the intro of the tune is a melodic run that repeats a few times before we go in. I started at the wrong place is what it boils down to, but the intro is actually gosh. Those are relatively most of you recognize those kind of major, G major kind of melodic runs. But then he does, to lead into this tune, he does a cool thing that a lot of people would play as this single string kind of section, just with thumb index, thumb middle. Great, no problem there. Carl, from what I understand, I talked to him about this tune a while back, or texted with him, or emailed with him about this tune a while back, and I think he actually plays the first two notes at a really high tempo with his thumb. It's kind of a strange thing, but I'm told that's how he plays that. I do it a little differently. I use roll patterns to play those single string things, so I'll play that same thing. Instead of, it doesn't matter, whatever works for you is great. So here's the tune a little slower. I'll just break it down. Here's the A section, which is very Scruggsy. 1, 2, and 3. Gosh, 1, 2, and 3. That's mostly Scruggs style. Nothing, you know, nothing's going to surprise anybody. Now we go into the B part. Now, Carl plays this a little differently, but I grab it with the, I think he might do a brush sometimes, or, but, and then there's two ways you can play. You can play it single string down here, or you can play it like a melodic style. Again, I don't think it matters how you play it, they both sound good. So here's that section. This is a cool section because it blends a very melodic style into a Scruggsy A section. And then I switch my hand here, as Carl did as well. Other people might play. It seems to make my hand fall where it needs to be better. And then a run that starts here on a D chord. Same lick again. Now here's the cool lick of the thing. It's very chromatic. That lick is. It's. Now, of course, you can play it single string. Where the heck am I? Whatever, you can way, but the melodic style sounds really cool here. However, there's two ways of playing this. One is, so I'm actually moving my hand down the first two sets of strings, or you can shift over a set of strings. I'll show where I put my left hand there. I think that's the way Carl plays it, but I could be wrong. I move my hand more, so. And then the run here could end up, or ends up. But I think the way Carl plays it is more like. Yeah, so. It's more of a single string way. And the more melodic way, melodic style. And that's using a open B string, open G string, cool lick. Now that is the ending of the song. You repeat that chromatic lick down 3 times at the end of the tune. 3 times. Then an ascending chromatic lick. And I play it like this. But I think Carl might have played it like this. Which sounds great too. I mean, I like that. I just have gotten used to playing it. And again, I use a rolling pattern for those single string lines. A little sloppy, a lot sloppy. Golly. Good grief. Maybe I should practice it a little more, huh? Cool sounding chromatic runs. Anyway, that's Carl Jackson, again, akin to the Bobby Thompson stuff that we've heard a lot about, but Carl sometimes isn't talked about as much, and I just love his playing. Wish I could play like that. Anyway, that's a little CJ's Breakdown.